Hi friends! Okay, so today we're jumping into Psycho-Cybernetics, Chapter 8, Maxwell Maltz. Chapter 8 is Ingredients of the Success Type Personality and How to Acquire Them. So actually we're going to do 7 different videos for this one and break it down because there's so much in this chapter and I've tried and it's just way too long. But basically he's going to go over 7 attributes that a successful person has, what they are, and how you can start mirroring them and encompassing them into your personality to help you get to where you want to be. Okay, so just remember there's going to be other videos, sub videos for this. Okay, so he starts off letting people know that you can't just find success and come to failure. You carry those seeds around you in your personality at all times. And so he gives his patients, his clients, a successful personality ideal to shoot for, and to have a clear-cut goal and target to shoot for is going to give you something better to follow and match yourself to so that you can get where you want to go. So a good personality is one which enables you to deal effectively and appropriately with environment and reality, and to gain satisfaction from reaching goals which are important to you. So environment and reality appropriately. So not just stuff that we think in our head. And then, so if you have new roles, it requires new self-images. So a lot of the people that were coming to him for plastic surgery, it was actually their self-image that they had to fix. There is nothing wrong with their chin or their nose or their ears. It was really their self-image. So he says the trouble with these people, and many more like them, is not their physical appearance, but their self-image. They find themselves in a new role and are not sure what kind of person they are supposed to be in order to live up to that role. Or they have never developed a clear-cut self-image of themselves in any role. So this is where he talks about the picture of success and what that person looks like. So I have found an easy to remember picture of the successful personality, and it's contained in the letters of the word success itself. And so then he's going to come down to this. He's going to say, sense of direction, understanding, courage, charity, esteem, self-confidence, and self-acceptance. So those are going to be the sub-chapters that we're going to do. But very quickly, sense of direction. Once you have a clear-cut goal, and that's why setting what you want and being very specific and being very detailed is so important. Because if you have hazy goals, you're going to get hazy results. And everybody you study is going to say the same thing. Okay. So, and then a lot of times when you reach a goal, then you feel like, oh my gosh, and you don't know where to go. And so he's saying, when you do reach that first goal, stop and then reset your goals for what you want to obtain. So like if you get a new job, don't just stop at that job and say, oh, I didn't deserve this job. Say, okay, what do I want to gain from this job? Okay, so we are all engineered as goal-seeking mechanisms, and we're built that way. And when we have no personal goal, which we are interested in and which means something to us, then we are apt to go around in circles or feel lost and find life itself aimless and purposeless. So we are built to conquer environments, solve problems, achieve goals, and we find no real satisfaction or happiness in life without obstacles to conquer and goals to achieve. And then he'll give homework, but we're going to do that in each individual because it'll take all day if we do that. So make sure you have number 1, the sense of direction. Number 2 is understanding. Understanding depends upon good communication. Communication is vital to any guidance system or computer. You cannot react appropriately to the information if the information you act on is faulty or misunderstood. And so most of our failures in human relationships are due to misunderstandings. So here we go. We expect other people to react and respond and come to the same conclusions as we do from a given set of facts or circumstances. We should remember what we said in an earlier chapter. No one reacts to things as they are, but to his own mental images. So my perception of an event is going to be completely different than someone else's perception of an event. And to have clear communication and no misunderstandings, we both have to see where each other is coming from, because we all bring our own perspectives and lenses and baggage and everything else. So keep an open mind and remember what he says. react to what's actually happening in the environment. Don't make stuff up in your head. So number two is understanding. And many times we create confusion when we add our own opinion to facts and come up with the wrong conclusion. So in an example, this is an easy one. A husband is sucking his teeth after he's eating. And so the opinion that the wife concludes is, if he had any regard for me, he would improve his manners. But so that's just her opinion. The fact is that he's just sucking his teeth after he's eating. Like, he's probably even oblivious. He's probably not doing it on purpose. So basically the housewife was better able to understand her husband's annoying mannerisms, that they weren't deliberate and willful on his part as a purpose of annoying her. But when she stopped reacting, and just as if she had been personally insulted, so she stopped reacting as if he did it on purpose to insult her, she was able to pause, analyze the situation, and select an appropriate response. So that's what he means when he's saying react appropriately to your environment. Okay, so that's number two for understanding. Number three for courage is having a goal and understanding the situation are not having a goal and understanding a situation are not enough. You must have the courage to act. For only by actions can a goals, desires, and beliefs be translated into realities. A lot of people are going to say that you can have all the wonderful ideas in your mind, but if you don't start taking steps towards it, it can't come and meet you halfway. Because things start working out when things start working out. Okay, so nothing in this world is ever absolute, certain, or guaranteed. No one has better abilities or ideas, but the courage that one has to bet on his ideas or take a calculated risk and to act. So if you look at all those people who are passing us by, it's because they actually tried something and they may have failed. And they're just as probably as afraid of failing as we are, but they took the action and then they built on that failure. And next thing you know, they're successful. So courage, number three, courage. Okay. And then number four is charity. Successful personalities have some interest in and regard for other people. They have a respect for others, problems, and needs. They respect the dignity of human personality and deal with other people as if they were human beings rather than as pawns in their own game. They recognize that every person is a child of God and is unique individually, which deserves some dignity and respect. So number four is charity. And it is a psychological fact that our feelings about ourselves tend to correspond to our feelings about other people. So when you see people who are like super upset and just mean and kind of nasty, they're probably not happy with themselves. And it's not that we don't all dip into one side or the other from time to time, but if everything is irritating, start looking around. And that's why they're always telling you start making changes from yourself. And if you have to change your environment and cut out negative people, toxic people, work on yourself, then do what you got to do. Everyone deserves to be happy, so work on it. And one of the best methods of getting over a feeling of guilt, so a lot of people feel guilty, and that's not what you want. You don't want to feel guilty. You want to feel charity. You want to feel like compassion and charity and respect for all of the humans. So to get over a feeling of guilt is to stop condemning other people in your own mind and stop judging them, stop blaming them and hating them for their mistakes. And you will develop a better and more adequate self-image when you begin to feel that other people are more worthy. So that's kind of a mirroring thing that he talks about. Again, we'll get into it when we deep dive into that one. But number four was charity. Number five is esteem. And let's see here. We simply must get it through our heads that holding a low opinion of ourselves is not a virtue, but a vice. Jealousy, for example, which is a scourge of many marriages, so jealousy is nearly always caused by self-doubt. The person with adequate self-esteem doesn't feel hostile towards others. He isn't out to prove anything. He can see facts more clearly and isn't as demanding in his claims on other people. So he's not needy and why aren't they doing this? And now, if you're being jealous of somebody and it isn't your self-esteem or it isn't your something with you, your self-doubt, then maybe they really are somebody you just need to get out of your life. Because if you have a lot of doubt, it's either in yourself or some of their behaviors. So, you know, look at both sides of that. It's not always your fault, but obviously you're part of the equation. So number 5 was esteem. Number 6 is self-confidence. Confidence is built upon an experience of success. So even a small success can be used as a stepping stone to a greater one. And that's why a lot of people will teach you, when you do something, you know, congratulate yourself, pump yourself up, and you just keep that momentum going of your successes, even if you think they're small. Dude, that's going to just be forward momentum, forward progress, forward successes. And success breeds success is what they're saying. Another important technique is to form the habit of remembering past successes and forgetting the failures. A lot of us remember the failures, and that's not going to help us. Learn from the failures, learn your lessons, don't make them again, but remember the successes. And that's why fall down 7 times, get up 8, like keep going. That person in the other one that took action and kept going, they obviously had to have failed at some point, but they kept going. That's their successes, and that builds your self-confidence. Okay, practice improving skills and success in basketball. And so he names a bunch of sports: horseshoes, pitching, salesman. Is not because of repetition has any value in itself. If it did, we would learn our errors instead of our misses, basically. But it's not just repetition that improves skills, but it's that he keeps going. Yeah. It remembers and reinforces the successful attempts and forgets the misses. So that's the value of repetition, and so that you can keep repeating. So it's not just repetition that makes us successful. Okay. It doesn't matter how many times you have failed in the past. What matters is a successful attempt, which should be remembered, reinforced, and dwelt upon. So that's self-confidence. So keep remembering your successes and build on small ones if you have no place to start. You got out of bed, congratulate yourself. You know, you got a shower, you know, keep all those little things, and then go and eat the frog. Go and do the thing you've been putting off doing, because then you'll get further ahead quicker. Okay, so number 7, last one, self-acceptance. No real success or genuine happiness is possible until a person gains some degree of self-acceptance. Changing your self-image does not mean changing yourself or improving yourself, but changing your own mental picture, your own estimation, your conception, your realization of that self. The amazing results which follow from developing an adequate and realistic self-image come about not as a result of self-transformation, but from self-realization and self-revelation. Okay, so yourself right now is what it has always been and all that it can ever be. You did not create it, you cannot change it. You can, however, realize it and make the most of what already is, by gaining a true mental picture of your actual self. There is no use in straining to be somebody. You are what you are now. You are somebody. Not because you've made $1 million or drive the biggest car on your block or win at bridge, but because God created you in his own image. Most of us are better, wiser, stronger, more competent now than we realize. Creating a better self-image does not create new abilities, talents, powers. It releases and utilizes them. So basically, it lets you use everything you already have available to you, and you just have to believe in yourself. We can change our personality, but not our basic self. Personality is a tool, an outlet, a focal point of the self that we use in dealing with the world. It is the sum total of our habits, attitudes, learned skills, which we use as a method of expressing ourselves. So number 7, self-acceptance. Just know that you are already amazing, and you just have to start believing it, and then you're going to start proving it to yourself with your actions. Okay, and then, so each one of those 7s has its own deep dive, and each one of those 7s has its own homework assignments. Remember how he gives us prescriptions, he gives us homework. And so I'll break all of those down into shorter videos, otherwise we'll be here all day. So do something today that your future self will be thankful you did, and have a super fantastic day.